There we go. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's make sure it's working. Let's give everyone a shout out. Boop, 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 boop. How is everyone doing? I'm doing good. Turns out I don't have COVID. I just felt like I did, so it's probably in my head the whole time. But I'm doing good. Took some drugs and adult drugs like ibuprofen and some alcohol, and I'm doing okay now. So hope everyone's having a good time. Hopefully everyone can see this okay. Let's see what's going on here. I changed some stuff, but it looks good. Let's see what we can do here. Alright. Yeah. Oh man, that does not... Why is it not... Hold on, let me... How do I change this to... Oh, that's not it. Scaling? Trying to see why it won't let me... Why it's not the whole screen. Does it have to be like this? Whoa. Hold on a second. There we go. Trying to figure out why this isn't putting in the whole screen there. Alright, maybe that's better. Hold on, let me see how this looks on YouTube. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Little technicalities here. I think we fixed it. So, 2.2 settings are more conservative. Otherwise, it's basically the same thing. It's not much of a difference from 2.0. So, just updating a few things here. Fibs are Fibonacci retracements. It's basically like the genetical code to the universe, but it works in the stock market too. So, yeah, does it look okay for everyone? It actually looks okay finally. I don't have to mess with it much more. Nate, I know you would. I will go back to showing my face probably tomorrow. But I am not wearing a shirt, so we'll do this. So got a total some people here. Who's pinging me? Yes, I am live, Nate. Yes, I am. So, all right, let's go. I'm gonna go into. Let's go over the Signum signals today. So we had on market open a V signal come out that was a level 1. So let's look at okay. Let's look at Visa here. Came out at 9:30 this morning. So that would have been a very nice. The Signum signals are options flow based alerts. So basically, what happened was is we had a huge options buying in the beginning, and then that took us up. And that probably would have been a profitable one. And look at that buy at the end of the day on Fortuna. That's dude, everything today on Visa. If you played Visa off the alerts today, you probably made good money. So let's look at the Disney one next. I know people said they made money on that. That came out at 43 minutes into the market, so about right 10:23 would have been right in here. So if you bought off of this alert, you took it from 129 up to 131, so you would have caused a $2 movement. You would have made plenty of money off of that one. FXI came out as puts. That came in at 11.16 today. You would have, yeah, you could have made money if you bought that 11.16. That would have been right here at 44.40, and it got down to 44.16. So I don't know how the options work on that, if they're priced with low IV or not. If it was high IV, you might have. We'll see how it works tomorrow. Maybe that's a China large cap ETF. That'd be interesting to see how that goes. I've never even heard of FXI till today, but that was interesting that it came out. Apple, we had a put alert at 150. That would have been right here, really. So looks like you would have taken it from 122 down to 119. That would have been pretty good and potentially even better. That call alert people were making fun of me for in there, but if you took that in, that was what it was like 121, and it went all the way up to 122. You could have risen that $1 up. You would have been fine. We had a put alert on the 3M. Hold on, let me window these so I can see what you guys are talking. Yeah, Disney was nice today. That Disney call was the timing of that Disney alert was just ridiculous. So 3M put alert came out at 209 or wait, 309? 309. So it would have been 1509. That would have been right in here. That would have been, that'll probably be an overnight because it's the end of the day. We'll see what happens. We had a giant ballsy move for BAC at the end of the day here. It was right during power hour at 15:12. So that came in basically at the start of this candle, so 24.98. If they took it, they could have made money if they got out right here, but both of these buy signals, and we had 3 buy signals on BAC today. This one did not. Could have potentially worked out depending on if you scalped it or not. Again, I don't love these giant drops followed by. I like to see a little bit of reversal with this first. So, I mean, if you were to fib retrace this, you probably would have never went into this. So if you got that buy signal and you saw that it couldn't break the 236, basically, like I mentioned it, you're turning the key when it goes into the fib, and then when it gets above here, out of this zone here, then you're taking your call right here. But if it gets rejected here, more likely than not, it's going back down here. So this is called an H formation, and that's what happened there. Is you had this H formation, and you had basically a minor dead cat bounce that faked out Fortuna, which happens from time to time. So Let's look at GDX as the last one because these are the easiest ones to go through because there weren't many of them. Gold had a put alert basically the last few minutes of the day, so that came in right about here. So 40.38 came in at 40.37. Actually, I just noticed that the dollar amounts are in there. What am I doing? This is all new. These Signum alerts, these flow alerts are about a week in the making, and so we're going to start sharing them with all the beta testers. So these end of the day alerts, these are definitely swing alerts. So we'll have to see how this goes tomorrow. I personally am bullish on gold and silver, so I didn't. Maybe I'm wrong, and that's a warning to myself to get out. But I do see a gap there. We'll see how that works out, though. But in theory, there's a gap there and there, but we'll see what happens. Let's throw a fib on here, see what it looks like. Got rejected at the 61.8, but bounced off the 38. So it's still in here. As long as it doesn't go below the 38, I'm bullish. Yeah, I know earnings is tomorrow. That'll be interesting to see what happens on that. All right, let's... now that we went through... Anyone have any questions on the flow alerts before I jump into the... into the Fortuna alerts? And if we have time, we'll go through the Mercury alerts too, but flow alerts are pretty straightforward today. Again, that's just alerting you that someone's big is buying. There might not be a reason that you know right away until you find out the next day. The Bank of America one's pretty obvious. They have earnings tomorrow, and they expect earnings to be good. So $1 million move on earnings is pretty ridiculous. Could work out really well, though, for that person. So if there's no questions, then we'll jump into Fortuna. All right, let's jump in Fortuna alerts. So some of these were probably really good, and some of them not so good. Yeah. Day trades, I think the 5 and 15 minute are fine for day trading. So let's see here. Where's the start of today? There it is. So I'm just going to go through the buy alerts. I don't think I'm going to go through the sells because we all kind of know sells I'm still working on. I know I've tabled that for a while to fine tune them, but I haven't found a great way to make a universal sell signal other than a momentum signal. And those momentum signals, you're always going to get faked out by these caps. So flow is for every ticker. There's no cap on it because the flow is just flow. There's no it's not like Fortuna, which is based on like 150 tickers. Flow could be anything. That's why, like, when the FXI came out, I was like, "What the hell is that?" So, as much as I try to know all tickers, sometimes I still am learning every day. So, first buy signal came out today was for J&J. That was at 148.79. At I don't understand these times. 10:40. So that would have been 11:40 on here, because in my time it's central, but I have them. Here we go. Let's go. So we had earnings on J&J today, and then we had a buy signal right here. So these were the first ones that came out, and those were dead cat bounces. So looks like we had a rejection off of the 382 and down to this, and then it couldn't get back over the 236. So it did reject back off of this. So tomorrow, this one looks really good. These two could have been fine for a quick move. Looks like it came out at the dollar amount of 148.79. So that would have been right here. So that would have gone up to 149.30. So you could have gotten a quick scalp on that potentially. But would you have taken profits? Or that's always the question. Do you have a set 5% on the Fortuna alerts or not? And that's something we're discussing for the auto trader. Now this one came out, potentially at 148 and got all the way up to that, about a dollar move. That wouldn't be so bad. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go. Curious to see how this works out tomorrow. So we'll see. This may actually work out good tomorrow. I didn't actually check into their earnings. I probably wouldn't play Fortuna alerts off of stocks that have high catalyst earnings like that. That just could be unreliable, especially when you get a drop like that. That's if you have a major drop off the earnings report and you get buy signals, yeah, it's tough. That's might have been why we're getting tons of those. So let's go into the next one. AAL. Got a couple of those today. Those did pretty well for a quick scalp if I'm looking at this right. 1240, so that would have been right here. And that ran all the way up to 12.55, and on a stock that's only $12, a 15-cent move can make you 10-15% easily. So I like those. Those were good. Again, these are designed for 5-10% quick moves, and that's what we're going to design the auto trader around. Now a lot of these moves can work out a lot nicer, and you get these giant hits like this, but that's where you want to take. You let your winners ride, and your losers you got to cut right away. So what we would have done is we would have gone up here, say we're up 10% here, so we're guaranteeing ourselves 5% profit. So now our stop loss is, say, when it goes back below 12.45, and so we have a trailing stop loss. Basically, we're saying we want a minimum of 5%. So as soon as it gets up 5%, then we know the worst that's going to happen is we're going to sell when it breaks even. And that's how I've started to look at these. Is I'm saying, okay, they usually capture a decent small move. We're trying to get the big moves, but sometimes it gets faked out and you're just getting a small move. So how do you capitalize on that? And that's been part of the beta testing and figuring out how we capitalize on these small moves. And the discussion we've had internally is basically trailing stop losses. So as this goes up, our stop loss may have been here to begin with, but as it goes up, our stop loss moves up with it. So again, then we're not losing on positions, and we're letting our winners rise. So as the stock goes up, we're just letting our winnings go up. But if it drops, then we cut our losses here. We don't have this giant loss like this. So next one is Coca-Cola. I got a bunch of Coca-Cola alerts today. It's kind of yeah. Look at that. We got 3 of them today. That one turned out to be pretty bad. Unless you held that was just basically a loser at that point if you took that. And I'm guessing what happened here was it rejected off to 236. So that would have been a warning to you to have your fibs charted off the move. And that's exactly what happened. It rejected off to 236. So I would not have taken that trade. So again, you're turning your key as it enters into the fib. And if it breaks through, then you're taking your call up here. So again, this one I may have taken. So down here, yeah, this would have been a good trade down here. So you got your fib drawn high to low. So from the peak here to the low end here, we got a buy signal down here. And what's happening is, so we're turning our key off this buy signal. It gets in here. We're not taking it here, but then we get another buy signal here, and it goes through here. We're buying in basically at about 50.15 right here. And then as it gets rejected off of 50.26 and doesn't break through here, we're going to take our profits up here. So we would have bought in about right here and taking our profits right here. So this would have been a quick day trade, but I bet you that would have been 10-15% pretty easily. So again, these would have been good. This one would have not been so good, but if we're doing our own TA with it, then we're not taking that trade and we're not losing off of it. So that would have been good to know on why I talk about the fibs all the time. They are money savers. So let's see here. We got a couple of Boeing today. Well, I don't love Boeing. Boeing does tend to do okay. I know airlines have been pretty bad, but let's draw some fibs here. So that would have been the first one. That would have been the second one. So at the time, we would have had these fibs up. Okay, so here we would have, this one came out at 163.81, which would have been right here. So it went from 163.81 all the way up to 164.80. So that would have caught an entire dollar move. You would have bought in here for sure as it broke above the this 23% retracement. You would have bought in right here at the exact. So when that buy signal came out, you would have bought in there. Then you're cautious as it moves through the 3.8, and as it broke through the 3.8, you are good to go now. So then your trailing stop loss is just moving up, and as it gets rejected off the 618, and then moves back down, and then you're taking profits right here. Again, with these, what you're looking at, these are other ones that came out today. And basically, if we get rid of the big one and you're just playing off of this one, then what you're doing is you're seeing it go through the 236. You would have taken this for sure, and it moves through here. You would have taken that, and then it came back down. You probably would have taken profits right here. And this would have been a small profit, but it would have been profitable because you're taking this as it moves through the 236. It breaks out right here, and basically you're looking for it to get about 25% above it. So as it's about 25% up, you're taking it right here, and then as it comes in here, you turn in your sell key just in case, and then you're not taking it because it keeps going. And then basically what happened, it looks like this went here and rejected off and came back down. So you're selling about when it hits about 25% low here. So you're only capturing basically about a 40 cent move, which may have only been a 5 to 7% profit, but it's profit. And that's what we need to do, is we need to learn how to use the system accurately, and that's part of beta testing, and that's why we're doing this, is how do we use it properly. And so with the fibs, which we're designing an auto fib system that will auto trade off of this, that's basically what we're trying to do right now. So yeah, I try to warn people, if you're playing BA, quick in and outs, because it moves, are money. So if you get a buy signal, try to get in right away if your TA confirms it. And for my TA, that's just basically seeing if it goes over the fibs, and then we're good to go. So let's look at the next one. We got another one, AAL. I know we kind of talked about these. So this would have been the second one in the day, and we can look at the fibs on this. So at the time, the fibs were like this. You wouldn't have gone out the big fibs, but let's look at the littler fibs. Come on. Alright, so if we're going off the scalping fibs, basically, we get a buy signal as it goes through the 236. You would have taken this. That one came out at 1240, so that would have been right here. So that's basically when that candle opens, you're getting that buy signal right there. So that's on high watch. You're looking at it. It broke this downtrend. So if you like trend lines, that's another way to do it. I know a lot of people like to use trend lines, I myself included. So you got this trend line. It breaks the trend line with the new candle. So that's a good sign there. Hits the 236, gets 25%. You're taking that right there, about 1242. And then as that rides up to 1252 and gets rejected, you're probably taking profits right about here, about 1251. So you're capturing about a 11 to 12 cent move there. But again, on a stock that's $12, that's still a decent percentage return on options. All right. Next one, workhorse. Oh my God, we got so many workhorses today, and I don't know if they were good or not. All right. So let's do the fibs. Probably would have gone from here to here. Never got above the 236 on the retrace today. We got 4 buy signals today. That's crazy. I really think tomorrow's gonna be awesome for workhorse, and it looks that way too, by all accounts. I mean, you have basically a trend line here, and then it just goes berserk at the end of the day right here. So if you would have held these and they didn't hit your stop losses, you're looking good tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I know there's news that is pending. We'll see. So if you're just going off of the daily retrace, so low to high here, so let's say we get our signals in here, you would have potentially bought in right here at 23.28. Let's see when the signal came out. 23.66 it came out. Oh wow. So we would have been watching this to break through here if the signal... Where's that first one? I think my parameters are a little... Yeah, there we go. That'll probably get rid of it. Yep, there we go. Okay. I forgot that I just turned that off for Apple earlier. So basically this was the first one that came out. It was at 23.66. So basically it's alerting us that it's moving back up. It's breaking this downtrend, and it's into the 23 or the 38% fib, but it does not break through. So it doesn't get above that 25%. And so we would have not taken that, and we would have saved ourselves the trouble. And again, we would not have taken this because it never broke above here. So then this one we would have taken at about 23.30. So we would have probably taken that and We could have taken profits at the end of the day. There's no reason not to. As it got rejected off of the 38, we would have taken it from 23.30 to about 23.65. That would have been a nice profit right there. So we would not have taken these based on our own technical analysis, and we would have taken this one, and that would have been profitable. Got the other Boeing here. We talked about CGC. Let's talk about CGC. Ooh, look at those triple CGC alerts we had today. And those worked out really well. Might have hit some stop losses here if we were using the trailing losses there, but let's see if we were using the fib system. We'll just go with the daily here. So low to high on daily. We would have probably taken this right here at 1835. We would have just taken one off of these two signals. So we would have taken about 1835, got up to about 1847, and we probably would have sold about 1842. And that might have only been a 3 to 4% profit, but on an auto trader, that's fine. What we're looking for is profits on every trade. So as that got rejected, we would have not played that, and then potentially, if you were still watching this, you could have bought back in about here at 1850 and rolled that all the way up to about 1893, and then taken profits about 1883. So you could have potentially played this on your own without a buy signal, and just now that you had the fibs worked out, that would have been easy to do. So I mean, basically what you're doing is you're charting your day out, boom boom, watching it the rest of the day, and you're just following the fibs, and you're basically trading fib zones. Thinking about doing a class someday. I mean, I do them on the lives, but maybe we could do a class where I go through Fortuna and how to trade the fib zones and how to use all that. It's really easy to make money that way. I just don't have time to do it, so I'm automating it. I have time at night. I don't have time during the day. Oh boy, this looks awful. So let's. We got a couple of Cardinal cruise lines today. So that would have at the time looked like this. There's no way we would have taken those trades today. If that had gotten above 1430, we would have taken that. But at the time, there's just based on the day, with the start of the day down to the low, there's no way we would have taken those. So I need to charge. Why does everyone want me to charge for stuff? Just donate to me if you want me to charge. I saw a bunch of Viacom come out today. Oh man, I knew it. I was like, I was looking at it, the first one that came out today. I was like, that looks like a dead cat bounce. But the chart looked prime. I was looking at the chart. I mean, it's got strong support in this area, very strong support. So I was watching that today. I was very, very excited about Viacom today. And when people were probably messaging me for swing ideas, I go, I don't know, like Viacom could be a legit swing, so at least to 2780. Let's see how it did on the daily fib. For me, that got rejected on the 23. Definitely would have taken it there, but I would have taken this here at the 23, probably 2337, 2338, as this broke above here, and then you would have had it at. It looks like at the end of the day at so. Bought in about 23.38, and you probably could have sold about 27.45 for a scalp. Or for me, I probably would have just taken that overnight. Let me see what the trend line looks like here. No, I probably would have sold that. As a guy, I would have sold it up here around 23.57. So as it rejected off of this line and didn't break out, and I would have sold it up here, and I would have had a nice profit off of these. Because you would have taken this about 27.39, and you would have sold it at about. You probably would have waited a little bit, but you probably would have sold about 27.50 there. So you would have captured about a 20-cent movement there. That would have been a nice, nice scalp. I got a bunch on T today too, AT&T. Yeah, it looks like there's no way I would have taken these, but it doesn't mean that it's not. If you did take it, might have been a. I know some people in the chat I think took Viacom today, so. I mean, this looks pretty clear to me that it's in a downwards channel. It is a collapsing channel, perhaps, though. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, so there's a collapsing channel perhaps, if I did those right. Let's get into it for the, if we would have taken it or not. I think that's what people struggle with. They're like, well, I see all these signals coming out. Would I have taken it? Yeah, I would have taken that first one. Damn. Alright, so this would have probably been a break-even play here. So, because we wouldn't have gotten into about right here at 27.82. And as it rejected off of here, yeah, we probably would have just said, let's call it even. We would have just stop-lossed ourselves out of here. Now, this one at the end of the day intrigues me. I don't know. I mean, without any more knowledge, you can't really take that, right? I mean, you could theoretically take it if you're just going off of this right here. If this works out. I mean, yeah, you could have theoretically taken that, but I like to see full candle above that, and that's not a full candle above that. That would have been a tough one for me. I probably would not have traded AT&T today. And if I did, it would have been a... if anything, I would have probably sold here and taken a put because it got rejected off the 38, which is a big no-no in fib retracement theory. So... you got a little way to catch up to me. I think I could take like a week off and a lot of people wouldn't catch up to me. That shit's addicting. All right, so Verizon got it. Oh man, there's so many that came out today. So let's go into Verizon. Holy schnuggles! Yeah, wow. Oh, look at that candle. That is nuts. Yeah, if you took Verizon today, let me see what was the... when did that call that out? At 59 even. Oh my god, that called it right here. Oh! That called it literally when it got into the zone. I would have taken that and ridden it all the way up to here, and I would have made a fucking giant profit on it. I wish I was paying more attention to these. Wow. That is, did anyone take Verizon today? That was an easy winner today. That was an easy winner. And look at how it bounces off these zones. This is why fibs are crazy. So, rejects off the 100% retracement, comes down to the 38, and then goes up to the 78, and now it's down at the 50. It's probably going to make a bull flag here. I don't know what happened, if there's news or something. I mean, that's a big candle for 15 minutes. That for Verizon, that barely moves from 58.90 up to almost $1. Yeah, that is a 100% winner, and Fortuna called it right here. That's crazy. All right, so Verizon's done. We had Workhorse. We did a buy signal at 121.32 on Apple. Oops, that is not Apple. Because Apple, again, I talked about it, where each setting is different per ticker with Apple. I was trying to look at this. I actually, when I charted the alert, I took the commodity channel off. It came out at, Apple came out at 121.32, so that was right here. So it's right here. So in theory, let's see if we would have taken this today. So we would have charted this like this. We would have been watching it here. We would have taken it, yep, probably about here. And then we would have sold it right here. So we would have bought in about 121.20 and sold it at about 121. As it broke above and then started to come back down, maybe we would have sold it in here about 121.70. So we caught about a 50-cent movement. And on Apple, that's probably only like 3 to 5%, but I would have been profitable, and we would have done that. We would have stuck to our goals, and look at this. I mean, as soon as it broke that, I would have just probably taken this. And we could see here easily that this was basically a rising wedge. So we knew this was going to be falling here. And as soon as it broke that line, I would have taken profits here at 21.80. So we would have captured about a 60 to 70 cent movement there. That would have been a very profitable trade. Not a giant one, but it would have been one. We talked about Viacom. We talked about Coca-Cola. I mean, we got multiple calls on many tickers. We did get one on Goldman Sachs today. At 2:10:16. Why is it not showing up though? Did I use a different? Might have. See again. I used all these different settings for each ticker, and I don't remember which one. It took me forever to do. So 2:10:16. So 2:10:16. That would have been right here, right there. So let's chart this out. See what happens. We would have taken this trade here at about 2:10:70-ish. Seen it reject off the 212 and taken profits at 2:11:70. This would have been a very profitable trade for us. We could have probably made 20 to 25% off of this very easily. Oh, okay. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, Greg, let me get you the invite. I have a server where literally I have hundreds and hundreds of alerts set up that are auto alerted, so you don't even need me to. Because a lot of times, like when I alert them in Danny's, it takes time, and I don't always pay attention. So if you just want to have them like blow up on your phone whenever one comes out, I have mini alerts, and I have these are 15 minutes alerts. These are the ones I talk about, but I also have 5-minute candle alerts. So I also have candles based on 5-minute. So like you would get these ones that come out, so you can capture if you want to scalp. These 5-minute ones are good for scalping. So something to, then you can do your own TA and follow that into there. So this would have been a very good play. So far, if you used my system, you would not have lost a play so far on this. And I think that's the biggest thing is you could have made probably 6-7 trades today. All would have been profitable and all would have been very nice, and you could have made a very hefty penny today. So let me go back in here. Yeah, that's all of them. So we went through all of them today. The Mercury alerts, we're redoing them. I don't love them. Yeah, you can use end of the week. I like to go at least to next week because then it's easier to, you may not make as much, but you're not at the mercy of giant moves wrecking your account. So your stop losses don't get triggered as fast if you go with something, say, next week. And you're looking for something right around the money or a little bit in the money. I mean, you can go maybe the strike above the money, that's fine. But you want something where the biggest problem that you're going to have is, let's say you're wrong, and the signals are sometimes wrong, and you guys have seen that. They're not 100%. They're pretty damn good. I mean, you got to look at these. These are pretty damn good, but every now and then you get one of these, or you get one of these, and you got to have a plan in place for if the signal doesn't work out. So if you go with the same week, and let's say you took this right here, maybe that was a profitable trade. It went from 23.45 to, or 245 to 295. And so even on this one, I mean, rejected off the 382. That may have, you might have taken it there because it's above the zone, and you probably would have gotten out there. If you're using the fib system, you would have gotten out there. So that's something to consider. I mean, that was an easy in and out for a quick scalp. So if you don't have that there, if you're using this system, yeah, maybe weeklies are fine. But again, I like to go next week just because it helps me protect myself if I'm wrong, and I know it'll help protect you as well. And I hope you, if you like the risk for reward factor, that's perfectly fine. I talk about it all the time with people. You got to know your own risk reward profile. So you got to say, hey, I'm willing to risk this much on a trade. So if you got $100 and you only want to risk so much, so good question, Thon. Mercury alerts are catalyst alerts. So we're trying to automate. Basically, it's an automated watch list that we're looking to create. So any analyst upgrades, downgrades, Greg, you can't find it because you didn't go to the read first section and read through all the disclaimers and then click the emoji. So if you go to read first, go there and here, hold on. Eric, use this use that channel. I think that's no, that is a different one. I need to redo that for referral links. Let's delete this one. There we go. So yeah, go to read first and click the emojis for the channels that you want. Hopefully that helped. So I did that as a system. Yeah, go to the read first and click there's a chrono spot after all the FAQ questions, and all you got to do is just click the robot and you'll get all the access back. So if you want the silliness, you can get the silliness. That's just somewhere where we pass time when we're not trading. It's definitely not a serious place, as hence the name. And if you don't like what's going on in there, I did put a way for you to remove yourself from it. You can just on the second one remove yourself from it. So all right, so yeah, I like the chit chat. Yeah, we did look at CGC, but if you're joining us late, I will open it up now to the floor. I kind of went through all the alerts. 11:02. Yeah, poker is fun. 11:02. Just what kind of questions did you have? I mean, basically, I was saying you would have taken this here and sold here, and so it would have been a quick scalp off of the off of this system, but potentially if you were drawing your fib from here to here, you may not have taken that trade at all. You would have waited till the end of the day, and if you would have taken in here and then sold right here. So if you're going off the fib system, it's just basically alerting you. You probably would never have, if you did take it, you would have taken it here and you would have sold here. Otherwise, stupid fly. You got a fly on me. Where'd you come from? Sorry, I get distracted easily. It's like just like a fly landed on me in the middle of nowhere in my house. Discord's just more popular than Slack. I mean, it's for me, it's always been the medium for talking. I mean, you can see Danny's Discord has 50,000. It's plenty profitable, and I like the bots. I don't know. I'm used to it. I don't know anything about Slack, so I'm just gonna use Discord. Yeah, Mike Pence fly, right? D King. I didn't look at D King today, but we can definitely look at D King. Let's see here. Looks like D King gapped up today. So for me, if I was gonna trade this today, if you're just scalping, I mean, I would have taken a put here, and then I would have taken profit here, so that would have been nice. And then basically I would have taken a call here. So let's see, 150, 116 to 51.50. You would have captured a nice move there. Taken a put there. You probably would have. So you would have taken a put at 50.97 and sold at 50.71. And potentially, I don't love trading in here. I like trading ones that are above or below this. So I don't know. I wouldn't have traded it because I didn't get a signal either. So again, when you combine this with this, then I would have done that. So these ones would have been profitable when you're combining your own TA. But we'll see what happens, though. This looks interesting. So don't have a wonderful answer for you. So there's your move there. Actually, this should have been, in theory, this should have been down here. which then leads me to believe that that's not the 5 move, it's a 3 move. So it's probably a 3 move, which then we're potentially starting our way back up. So then, if we're charting our way back up, interesting. So if we're looking for a micro move up, we'd probably be looking at a 5 move up necessarily. We don't usually have 3 moves up, so it would have been... So that should be your move back up. So then we're looking at 51.61 opening tomorrow, potentially to complete that move, and then it might kind of hover in here until it breaks out again. So then, if that is a full 5 move there, and I am right, you might get another retracement here, and that would have been a retracement from this. So then we got to draw another fib here. So then you'd probably get a retracement like this, a smaller one. Could get something like that after. So it might open up tomorrow and then sell off. That wouldn't surprise me. So you might get something like that. We'll see what happens. Or it could go in here and then have like a little retracement here. Do something like that. Or it could, or if it's a full retracement, do something like that. We'll see. I'll leave that there and see if I'm right. Inverted chart? Is it Alt-I to do that? I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, it's the same thing, just upside down. Why wouldn't it work? You're talking dude, you're the person that plays Christmas music in the mall right now. What's wrong with you? Way too early to be talking about Christmas. Christmas! We're not talking about Christmas. Yeah, I do actually have, I do have different brokers depending on what I'm trading. I don't know what it is. I got into Robinhood when I was super novice, and it's been hard for me to break it. I've probably used 6 other brokers, and I just like the simplicity of it. I like using Webull for day trades or single day trades if I'm looking to make some quick scalps on, say, like a Wednesday or Friday. We'll see what happens. So I like using Webull for 0 day to expiration trades, and other than that, I usually I use my wife and my account for day trading on Robinhood. So got a few more minutes here. Usually my goal is to go about an hour, and we're about 48 minutes into here. So if you guys got a few tickers you just want to have some fun with, I went through all the alerts and everything I wanted to talk about. So if you just want to do some fun charting, we could do that. Yeah, Tesla has a giant bull flag, I agree. I totally have never charted Tesla before. Totally have not charted Tesla. Definitely don't have Tesla charted. Let's modify that. You know what you know what this reminds me of? Let me show you something here. So, Tesla chart. What does that look like if I go like that? Does that not look like the Tesla chart right there, where it goes up? Let's go back. What just happened? Like, does that not look similar? And you know what happened to silver? It crashed out of the bull flag. So we had a nice, awesome bull flag here. It was gorgeous, just gorgeous. And everybody was saying silver, silver, silver. And you know what happened? It went from 25 all the way down to 20. But I totally don't have silver charted either. Definitely don't have silver going to $34. Definitely don't have silver going to $34 here by after the election. Definitely don't. We'll see what happens though. It's doing pretty good on my chart here. I would say that it's following my lines pretty good so far. I'm very bullish on it. I think it gets I'd like to see it about 24 by the end of the week. AMD playoffs. Ooh. Look at that AMD sell signal. That's beautiful. Look at these alerts on AMD. Look at all these alerts. You would have made money if you played those. I gotta fix this though. I think I have that off still. Yeah, there we go. We still have, yeah. So with those, you would have gotten 2 alerts here and you would have banked. But would you have played them under my system? That's the other question. You would not have. But this is in the morning the next day. You would have gotten in here and you would have sold about there. So let's see here. That's a nice one right there. Let's see how AMD is going to do. Are we bullish on AMD? I'm not right now. It does have a little bit of a trend line right here. It's kind of in a bear flag though, so this trend right here is this is a bear flag theoretically. So when you see stuff like that, didn't quite hit my goal, but followed my original Elliott wave pretty good. Let's see if we can see another one of those. So this would have been similar situation where you had a bear flag and then a sell off. Not quite the same situation, but typically when you see, so the flag here is this flagpole right here, and then what it's doing is it's got a rising bounce, and then typically if it breaks below this, it's gonna go probably down to 78 would be my guess. So Fassler and Chewy. Are you the person that asked me to add Fassler to the alerts and I said no? Ooh. I like it. It might get to 86. I don't, I mean, it broke above here. Basically bounced off of the old resistance. I could see this going in between 86 and 89. I like it. Chewy. C. Smith, did you not see me charting Tesla? Like, does this not look like I charted Tesla? I was joking. Come on. Use your eyes. Hey, look at that. I was wrong on Chewy. I thought this was a complete move, and it wasn't done. But yeah, I thought this would reject right up here. I was wrong on Chewy. That's okay. That's why we do this, so we can backtest. So it looks like Chewy continued through the golden zone and bounced off of this old resistance. And Chewy looks like it's ready to go to all-time highs again. That's crazy. Wonder if I had my fibs wrong. Alright. What do we got going on here? Fibs on fibs on fibs. It's okay, Smith. I just like to give people crap. Alright, so that's a lot of fibs. How do we read this? That's a tough one. I drew too many. My eyes aren't adjusting. So, looks like it had a full fib extension here that it might potentially get rejected off of. You do kind of have a tweezer formation there, which would signify reversal, but again, it's the end of the day, so I'm assuming people just wanted to take their profits off of a nice day. That sell signal was horrible. Go away. Yeah, I don't know. Until it breaks this trend line, I don't really see any reason to really sell this. I mean, this looks pretty good. I could definitely see it going back to 75. That would make the most sense. I mean, it might bounce a little bit around in here, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I had it going here, but it didn't really follow the fibs. It just kind of broke right through with momentum. That's cool. ABT Abbott. Abbott had news, didn't it? Oh, SPG. You were right. I forgot. I put the wrong webhook into SPG, so it went into the wrong channel. I'll have to fix that. Let me see if I can fix that right now. Actually, that would have been links. Alright, I'll have to look into that and see why that's different. Alright, so anyways, we got a bunch that came out today. Yeah, I think we got 3 of them here. Yeah, you might have taken this right here at about 66.21, and you would have sold it at about probably 66.35 here. So that would have been a quick scalp. Don't love that. Let's call these out because I thought it was interesting. We got 3 of them. So overall, though, I mean, I like that it's shifting out of this downtrend, and now we're getting kind of another one. So that means it's kind of reversing. So, man, I like Simon Property Group. They pay an awesome dividend. I mean, if you bought shares here, you're getting a good discount because this thing has upside to the extreme. Like, this is one of those really big upside stocks. I mean, look at this before COVID. If you're telling me that doesn't have upside, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this has upside on upside on upside. That's why it's in my long-term portfolio. Like, look at the upside. It's never been this low. The last time it was this low was during the last crash, and look where it went. So it went from the last crash from 33 to a peak of 230. So almost an 800% move just on shares. And on top of it, pays like a 6% dividend. It's crazy. So let's look into Facebook, Netflix, and Square, and then I'm going to get off. I just have regular candles. I changed back from Heiken to because I know most people use regular. I used to use Heiken when I traded, but just off candles. Huh. Don't love Facebook. Or the person that's in it doesn't love that answer, but it is what it is. So no signals on here, but basically you're getting rejected at the 50 and the 618 combination right here. And now it's sitting in this golden zone here. It'll be interesting to see what it does. I know Facebook has been pretty bullish lately. It does have the Batman right here, but looks like maybe he's forming his right shoulder and throwing his Batwing right here. We'll see what happens here. This is kind of a bull flag if we were to go to, say, the 5th. I forgot I was in the 4 hour. Alright. There we go. So, yeah, that looks okay now that we're zooming in here. I can see why you're in this. That does look pretty good for a for bull flag. I'd like to see this break above here. Let's do this. Alright, you can see these rejection points now. It's rejecting off this double zone here. If this bounces off the 38 here and breaks back above the into the golden zone, then as it breaks out of this golden zone here, I'd go long right here. Netflix and Square. Netflix went crazy today, didn't it? Pretty sure it did. Yeah. Netflix went crazy. So until Netflix breaks this trend right here, I would just keep swinging it. That's crazy. Netflix looks like Nvidia did for the longest time. I would expect Netflix to sell off tomorrow. Probably do something like this. And then that's probably what it's gonna do in the earnings, and then whatever earnings is gonna happen. I mean, Netflix could be 600 by earnings for all I know. If it breaks above this channel, it could definitely do that. Oops. I wouldn't have swung Netflix calls. I would have taken my profit there if you got in today. Not have swung those. But you never know. Maybe it opens up tomorrow above it. We'll see. Square. Square looks amazing as well. I can see why my buddies love this. These two look awesome. So, yeah, Square looks fine as long as it's in this channel. I don't see any reason why to doubt it. What the hell is Odinate Therapy? How do you guys find these things? What the fudge nuggets? They had news or something here. Is this the one you're talking about, Nate? Jesus. What made you go for this one? That's my question. Why this one? I mean, I can't find... Is it just because of the bounce down here? I mean, that buy signal is money, but... I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of going back and forth right here. I don't see any reason why I'd play it, but maybe you know something I don't know. I already have Zoom charted, so I don't need to worry about that. I got Zoom going to 650. I always had Zoom going to 650. Zoom broke out of this pennant right here, and I already had it charted here. It broke above. Looks like it bounced off the 50, broke above, bounced off the 100% retracement, This thing's 100% probably going to open at 528 tomorrow. It's going to be up $10 probably tomorrow at least. Alright, last one. Whatever. Loop Industries. So they make shoestrings. What the? You guys find the weirdest freaking tickers. Yeah, Loop is in a, Loop looks like it's going to 0. Oh, Loop was, that's the one the Hindenburg report came out on, wasn't it? Loop was the is that the Hindenburg report that came out? This thing's going to 0. Yeah, that's a bear flag right there. Bear pennant right there, 100%. Look at this. Yeah, that thing's going down even more. Well, Nate, you got all the elements of the TC method there, so there you go. Yeah, I would have expected this to be a good short, and I expect this to go down more. That is a perfect bear flag, basically. So your bear flag is basically, this is your flagpole, and then there's your pennant. There's your bear flag right there. So if you were to invert this, that's your bear flag. That makes sense for you guys why we call it a bear flag. That if you invert your chart, you know, if this was a bullish chart, you would say, hey, that's going to break out, but that's going down. So if you've never visualized it that way before, that's why we call it a bear flag or bear pennant. Alright, that's going to do it for me. Hope everyone learned something, and let's all make some money this week. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone. So